Today we will discuss few more math tricks which could be handy for day-to-day calculation at your work or at your school. So first math trick is about the rule of 72. So what is the rule of 72? So suppose if you want to double your investment and the rate of return is 10%. So suppose you are getting 10% annual return on your investment. So how long will it take for you to double your money? So all you need to do is divide 72 by 10 and that will be equal to 7.2 years. So this is just an approximation because when you are talking to someone and you just want to get the approximate value, so this is a very good way. Obviously for accurate numbers you need to do calculations, but if you just want to give an approximation, then this is a very quick way to do this. So suppose if the rate of interest is 20%, then it will take you 72 divided by 20 is equal to 3.6 years to double your money. So this is approximately right. If you do the calculations, it is approximately right. So this is what we have, or what we call rule of 72. So the second metric is the rule of 115. So this rule is again same as we have rule of 72, but here we are talking about tripling your money. So if you wanna invest and you have 10% rate of interest, then in 115 divided by 10 is equal to 11.5 years. It will take you to make your money 3 times. So if you invest $100, it will become $300 in 11.5 year if the rate of interest is 10%. And same way, if it's more, if like it's 20%, then it would be 115 divided by 20, that is equal to 6.5 and no, 6.725 years. So this is a approximation you can do when you want to triple your investment. So then third we have is the rule of 70. So now what is the rule of 70? So suppose if we have inflation, so inflation means that everything is getting more expensive, and suppose you have money at your home which is not invested. So how much time will it take for your money to become half of its value? So suppose if you buy something for $100 today, then because everything is getting expensive every day, so eventually a time will come when that thing will be $200, but your money, because it's lying at home, will remain at $100 value. So your money become half of the value. So how long does it take for money to become half of the value? So that will be rule of 70. So suppose if you wanna see how long will it, so if the rate of inflation is 7%, so this is inflation, then it will take you 70 divided by 7 equal to 10 years for your money to become half. So money value is equal to half. So so you can do this in an accurate way by doing this 1.07 raised to power 10, and if you see, that will be approximately equal to 0.5. So it takes around 10 years if the inflation is 7% for money to be half. And same way, if the inflation is 14%, then it will take you 70 divided by 14 is equal to 5 years. So this is what we have, or we call rule of 115. So these were the rules. Now another thing, suppose if you want to hire a person and you want to pay him annual salary, or otherwise you can, if you are interviewing for a position and they tell you that okay, we are paying you $50,000 a year, and you want to quickly approximate, okay, how much does it give me every hour. So the rule is very simple. All you need to do is divide it by 2000. So if you divide 50,000 by 2000, that will give you $25 per hour. So that will be your hourly salary. And how did I come up with this number? Because approximately there are 2000 hours per year. So because we take around 2 weeks of vacation, so or I'm just saying 2 weeks of vacation, but this if you add up the vacation, and it's approximately very close to 2000. But anyways, otherwise also a number of hours per year is approximately 2000 working hours. And so that is a quick way to get approximation of how much you are getting paid hourly. So same way, if you are getting 70,000 a year, that means you are getting 35 dollars per hour. So that's another quick calculation that you can do to get some approximation. Now we have another rule which is uh, about dividing. So this one is a little tricky, but you can always show it to your friends, and it does amaze a few people. It may not be very useful into day-to-day life, but let me show you. So if you want to divide something by 7, so let's do 1 by 7. So if you divide 1 divided by 7, that will be equal to 1 0.14287, right? So suppose, so you can see there are several numbers in this. So suppose if you want to divide it by 2 by 7, then all you need to do is instead of choosing 1, you take the second smallest number in this number. The second smallest number is 2. So all we do is, I say 0 and I say 2 8 5 7 1 4. So I started my number from here, I went this side, and then I put 4 here uh, and 1 also here. So I just move the sequence. So if you do it again, let's do it 3 by 7. So in this case, I'll look at the uh, third smallest number. So third smallest number is 4 in this case. So I'll start with 4 2 8 5 7 1. So that is the answer. So you can keep doing this for other numbers. So that's one of the trick which sometimes if you show to your friends or just show to your kids, it could be something which can amaze them. And finally, there is a one more trick, and that trick is about dividing. So for example, let's say if we have a number called uh, 636363, and we want to so this is a repeating decimal, and we want to convert into the fraction. So all I need to do is I look at uh, this number 63. So 63 is the 2-digit number, so I'll put 63 divided by 99. I put 2 digit in the 2 9s in the bottom. And suppose if we have the same thing, 0.787 787, so all I need to do is write 787 divided by 3 9s in the decimal, in the denominator, and that will give me the fraction. So that's another quick way to get the fractions. So same way, suppose if we have 0.11111, so the answer is very easy, 1 divided by 9. So although this might be little helpful, as you can see, we do have lot of calculation. We do have 1 divided by 9, and that is a quick way to do the calculations or get approximation. So I hope this tutorial will help, and I'll see you next time. In this video, I will be sharing a small math trick which could be very handy when it comes to exam or in the shopping center. If you are shopping and you need to do some calculation, you can use this trick. And this trick will allow you to divide any number by 5, 25 or 125 in few seconds without using any calculator. And you can also use this trick to impress your friends or just to share with your kids, because that will do make them excited. So how the trick works: so for example, suppose I have a number uh, 16 and I want to divide it by 5. So usually if you try to divide this, you have to do some use some math, and it will can take you some time, and some people even like to use a calculator for it. However, if you use this trick, it's a easy way is you just multiply 16 by 2, and that is equal to 32. So I write a 32 here, and then I put a decimal after one digit from the right. So that is my answer. So what I did is I just doubled the number, and then I put a decimal after one decimal after one digit on the right. Again the trick, suppose I have 32 and I want to divide it by 5. So in this case the answer will be 32 into 2, that is equal to 64, right? So answer will be 64, and then I put a decimal after one digit, that is 6.4. So my answer is 6.4. Again, if I have 61 and I want to divide by 5, so the answer will be 122, one decimal, and then that will give me 12.2. So that's pretty easy. So how I come with this trick, it's not a magic, it's just a simple trick. So suppose if I have 16 and I want to divide by 5, that is equal to 16 divided by 10 into 2. So what I'm doing here is I'm multiplying by 2, and then I'm putting a decimal because I have a 10 in the denominator. So the answer is 32 divided by 10, that is equal to 3.2. So as you can see, the explanation is very simple, but most of the time we don't remember this relationship, and that's why we go with a longer calculation by actually dividing it by 5. So same trick can also be used to divide by 25. In this case, suppose if I have 16 and I want to divide by 25. So in this case, instead of multiplying by 2, I will multiply by 4. So 16 into 4 is equal to 64. So my answer will be equal to 64, and now I'll put a decimal after 2 digit from the right. So that will be equal to 0.64. That's my answer. Again, if I have uh, 41 and I want to divide by 25. In this case, 41 into 4, that is equal to 164. So the answer will be equal to 1.64. So as you can see, this 41 by 25, most of the people would have to use calculator for this calculation, but we can do it just without taking any time, just in the mind. Same way, if we have suppose 24 and I want to divide by 25. So 24 into 4, that's equal to 96. So my answer will be equal to 0.96. So again the trick is simplified as this. So if I have 16 and I want to divide by 25, that's equal to 16 into 4 divided by 100, and so I'm multiplying these two numbers and I'm dividing by 100, and that's why I put a decimal after two digits from the right. So it's equal to 64 divided by 100, and that's equal to 0.64. Again, this trick can also be used to divide by 125. This 125 may not be that much useful, but still it's a good exercise, and it's good to share with your friends. So suppose now I have to divide by 6. So I have 6 and I want to divide by 125. So let me put two zeros here so that it's more simple. And so I want to divide by 125, so I'll do it is, so I'll multiply 1600 by 8. Instead of 4, I multiply by 8 this time. So I multiply by 8 because 2 into 2 into 2 is equal to 8. So remember, so when we have to divide by 5, we just take 1 2, 25 we take 2 2s, and for other one we take 3 2s, right? So 1600 I multiply by 8. So what is 1600 into 8? It's easy. 16, we already know 16 into 4 is 64, so 16 into 8 is 128, and then we put two zeros in the end, and we divide by and we put a decimal after 3 digits, so the answer will be equal to 12.800. This may be a little complicated. Let me show you a simpler example. Suppose I have 11 and I want to divide by, not 11, like 11 and one more 0, and want to divide by 125. So the answer will be, multiply this by 8. So 11 0 into 8 is equal to 880. So the answer will be 880, and then I put a decimal here after 3 digits, so that will be equal to 0.88. So again, how I come with this trick is, I have 110 and I have 125, so that will be equal to 110 into 8 divided by 1000. So that's, in this case I'm just multiplying the number by 8 and then I'm dividing by 1000. So that's equal to 880 divided by 1000, that's equal to 0.880. Let's try it again. If I have suppose 100 and I want to divide by 125, so in this case it will be equal to 800 and a decimal after 3 digits, that's equal to 0.800. So that's our answer. So obviously you can go further and do the same thing for 250, but that will be almost equal to dividing by 25. So I hope this tricks help you. There is nothing new in this trick. It's just about realizing that there is another way to solve the same equation, and that could save you some time and also can make you faster when you are attending exam. So I hope it will help you, and I'll see you later. Bye. Hi everyone, in this tutorial I will show you how to multiply any number with 5, 25, 125 or 15 very quickly in your mind without using a calculator. So this approach is very handy when you go to a market or you are in exam and you want to do calculations very quickly, and if you practice you can remember all these calculations or all these concepts in your mind. So let's do the first multiply by 5. So in case of 5, suppose I have a number 22 and I want to multiply it by 5. So all I have to do is divide 22 by 2, that will be 11, and then put a 0 in the end. So that will be my answer. Again, let's say I have 86 and I want to multiply it by 5. So all I will do is 86 divided by 2, so that is equal to 43, and then put 0 in the end, so that will be 430. So this is the concept. The concept is very easy. So 5 is equal to 10 divided by 2. So in a way, if I multiply 86 by 5, that is equal to 86 into 10 divided by 2. So that will be equal to 43 into 10 is equal to 430. So as you can see, this is nothing new, and most of people already know this, but we don't remember this concepts when we are doing some calculations in the exam or in the market. So it's very handy if you remember this kind of concepts. Now let's go to 25. If I have to multiply any number by 25, so we know that 25 is equal to 5 into 5. So instead of dividing by 2, we will divide by 4. So now suppose I have 88 and I want to multiply it by 25. So in this case, I will divide 88 by 4. So divide by 4. So that will be equal to 22, and then I put 20 in the end. So that is my answer. Again, if I have to multiply 64 by 25, so that will be equal to 16, because 64 divided by 4 is equal to 16. So we have 1600 as answer. So now let's say I have to multiply any number by 125. So we know that 125 is 5 into 5 into 5. So instead of dividing by 4, we can divide by 8. So now let's take example, like if I have 80. So I'm using 80 because it's easier to divide by 8. So if I multiply it by 125, so that will be equal to 80 divided by 8 is 10, and then 30 in the end, 1 2 3. So that is my answer. So again, let's take another example. If I have 64, so as we know that 8 into 8 is 64. So in this case, if I multiply by 125, that will be equal to 8, because we divided 64 by 8 and then put 30 in the end. So it will be 8000. And let's take another example, 128 by 125. So in this case, we know that 128 divided by 8 is 16, and then we put 30 in the end. So that is our answer. So now let's go to multiplication by 15. So in case of 15, this is a little different. So suppose we have 64 and want to multiply it by 15. So in this case, what I will do is I will take 64 and then I will add 64 divided by 2 to it, and then multiply by 10. So that will be equal to 64 plus 32 into 10, and that's equal to 960, right? So let's do it quickly. Suppose if I have 44 and want to multiply by 15, so I know that 44 half of 44 is 22, so that will be equal to 66, and then a 0, so that will be 660. Suppose if I want to multiply 22 by 15, so that will be equal to 330. And if you want to multiply 66 by 15, that will be equal to 99 and 0. So as you can see, I'm using the simple numbers, but you can always go to complicated numbers and do same kind of calculations. So I hope this tutorial will help, and I know this is just a concept, but if you use this concept, you will slowly get used to them, and then you will be able to find that you can do calculations very easily without using any kind of gadgets or and that can improve your efficiency in day-to-day life and even for the examinations. So thank you. Hi guys, today I will tell you a easy way to do a square of any two-digit number near 50. Let's start first with the 50. 50 square is 2500. If I have to do a square of 49, all I have to do is subtract 1 from 25, that will be 24, and add a square of 1, that is 2401. Similarly, 48 square will be subtracting 2 from 25, that is 23, and 2 square is 4, so 2304. If I have to do the 45 square, I will subtract 5 from 25, that is 20, and take a square of 5, that is 25, it will be 2025. 41 square will be 25 minus 9, that will be 16, and 9 square is 81, so 1681. Similarly, if you want to do a square of number above 50, then you have to, instead of subtracting, you have to add it. So 53 square will be 25 plus 3, that is 2809. Similarly, 56 square is equal to 25 plus 6, 31, and 36. With this formula, let's take an example. Suppose we have a number which is something like this: 50 minus x whole square. So x can be 1, 2, 3, or any number. So if I derive it, it will be 2500 plus x square minus 100x. Now it can be again written as 25 minus x into 100 plus x square. Now if I have to do the 45 square, it's simple. I have to write 25 minus 5 into 100 plus 5 square. This is equal to 25. And I have to do the 55 square. Then I have to just write x is equal to minus 5, and then I can do 25 plus 5 into 100 plus 5 square. That will be equal to 3000 plus 5 square is equal to 3025. So this was the how do I come up with this technique. But if you use the technique, it will be much simpler to do the square of any number which is near 50. Thank you. Hi everyone, in this tutorial I will show you how to multiply two numbers which are close to 100 without using a calculator quickly in your mind. For example, if I have 102 and I want to multiply by 103, what I'll do is I'll add 1 and then add 2 plus 3, which is equal to 5, 105, and then multiply 2 and 3, which is equal to 6. Alright, 10506. So you can see this is the number by adding them, and this is the number by multiplying them. So for example, and again, if we take 104 and 102, then the answer will be 1. 4 plus 2 is 6, and 4 into 2 is 8, so the answer is 10608. Again, if we have 105 and I want to multiply by 106, then the answer will be 1. 5 plus 6 is 11, and 5 into 6 is 30, so 11130. So this is a quick way you can multiply numbers which are close to 100. If I have number less than 100, for example 99, and I want to multiply by 98, so in this case we have 1 less than 100 and here 2 less than 100. So we have to do is first write
minus 1 minus 2, and that is equal to minus 3. So we will subtract that from 100, so that will be 97, and then multiply these two numbers together, and if we multiply them together, it will be equal to minus 1 into minus 2, that is equal to 2. So answer is 9702. So this is not a magic, there is a proof to it. So let's go to the proof. For example, if I have 100 plus x and I want to multiply by 100 plus y, so here we have 10,000 plus 100 x plus y plus xy. So if you look closely at this equation, my trick was very similar to it. I was adding two number together and then I was multiplying two number together. However, when I add the number together, I add them on the hundredth place, and then when I multiply them together, I add them on the first place. So if I have x is equal to 2 and y is equal to 3, because I want to multiply 102 and 103, so then in this case we will have 10,000 plus 500 plus 6. So the answer will be 10506. So I hope this tutorial will help, and you can use these tricks for your exams to go quickly through the math, and good luck with your exams. Thank you. Now we are gonna show you how to multiply two-digit numbers which are close to 10 quickly in your mind without using a calculator. For example, if I have 12 and I want to multiply by 13, I will write 1 and then add 2 plus 3, that is equal to 5, and then multiply 2 and 3, that is equal to 6. So my answer is 156. So as you can see, it's pretty easy and you can easily remember this trick and go quickly with this kind of multiplication for your exams. Another example is if I have 14 and I want to multiply by 12, then I will say 1, and then 4 plus 2 is 6 and 4 into 2 is 8. So answer is 168. Now there is one problem, that if we have a number which is in which if we multiply the digits and it's not a single digit but a two-digit number, then we would have to look at the trick. For example, if I have 12 and I want to multiply by 15, so in this case I will write 1 and then I say 5 plus 2 is 7, but 5 into 2 is 10, so I will write 0 here and I have to take 1 as a carry on, so the answer will be 180. So this is a little trick that you need to remember for doing this kind of multiplication. Now let's go to the proof. So I'm not doing any magic here, so there is a simple mathematical proof for it. For example, if I have to multiply two-digit numbers like 10 plus x and I want to multiply it by 10 plus y, so if you solve this, what you will get is 100 plus x plus y, and this x plus y will be multiplied by 10, and then you have x into y. So see, so that's why if you substitute your numbers, suppose we have x is 2 and y is equal to 3, then you can substitute that and you get 100 plus 50 plus 6. So your answer is 156. So this is what I have shown you before. The only difference is that instead of remembering this 0, you can just go by it very quickly if you remember that trick. Otherwise the answer is same, and as you can see that numbers are first added and then also multiplied. The multiplied number goes to the last place because they are not multiplied by anything, and then the number which you add together are multiplied by 10, so they goes to the tens place, and then one goes to the hundreds place. So one always is there at the hundred place if the number is close to 10. Okay, I hope this tutorial will help. I will see you again. Thank you.
Hi everyone, in this tutorial I will show you how to multiply numbers by 11 in a quick and easy way. For example, if I have number 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1 and I want to multiply it by 11. So the regular way will be that I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and do 11. In that case I'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So now I'll say 1, 5, 7, 5, 3, 1. So this is a regular way. Now we can skip all this writing and then just approach this problem in a different way. So now suppose we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and we want to multiply it by 11. So what I'll do is I will write 1 here and then add 1 and 2, that is equal to 3, and then add 2 and 3, that is equal to 5, and then add 3 and 4, that is equal to 7, and then add 4 and 1, which is equal to 5, and then write 1 in the end. So the answer is 135751. So this is the answer I had before. So so in this way we can skip all this writing and then go with the problem in a quick way. Another example will be 1, 4, 1, 2 and 3. So in this case we will say 1, if you multiply it by 11, so answer will be 1, and 4 and 1 is 5, 4 and 1 is 5, 1 and 2 is 3, 2 and 3 is 5, and then we have 3 in the end. So the answer is 155353. Now this method is a quick way. However, if we have numbers which add up to be more than 10, then we have to take a carry forward, and then it become little bit more trickier. So I recommend that this formula should only be used for numbers in which you don't go above 10, or the single digits are less than 5. So if you want to get it complicated, you can also try that. For example, now I have this 1 and I have 5, 5, 1 and I want to multiply it by 11. So in this case what I'll have is 1, and then 1 plus 5 is 6, and then 5 plus 5 is 10. So if I do 10, then I have to write 1 here, and then 5 plus 1 is 6, and then 1. So the answer will be 17061. Am I correct or not? Let's try to do it again. So we say 1551 and then 1551. So if I add them together, that will be equal to 1, 6, 10, 1, carry on, so it will be 7 and 1. So see, the answer is the same. So if you take the carry on, it become little trickier, but still you can use the same approach. So I hope this tutorial will help. I will see you again later. Thanks.
Everyone, I'm making this video again because a few of the YouTube users told me that I'm not very loud in that video. So this is a video in which I will show you how to square a number quickly in your mind which are closer to 50. For example, let's start with 50 itself. So if I have 50 and I want to square it, I will just write 2500. Now if you see, if I want to take a square of 49, then all I will do is I will subtract 1 from 25, because 49 is 1 less than 50, so I will say 24, and then write square of 1, which is 1. So as you can see, again, if I have 48 what I'll do is I will subtract 2 from 25, that is 23, and then take square of 2, which is 4. So answer is 2304. So this is a quick method, so you can multiply or you can square any number which are close to 50. Same thing, if I have 45 square, then what I'll do is subtract 5 from 25, that will be 20, and then take square of 5, that is 25. So answer is 2025. And we can also go for numbers which are bigger than 50. For example, if I have 52 square, then what I'll do is I add 2 to 25, which is 27, and then I'll write square of 2, which is equal to 4. So its answer is 2704. So let's look at the proof. This is not a magic, so as I can show you how I come up with this trick. So let's, for example, if I have number which is close to 50, for example, so we have 50 plus x and we take square. So 50 plus x square will be equal to 2500 plus 100x and plus x square. So you can see that if I am taking a square of 52, then x in this case for this case x is equal to 2, and if x is equal to 2, then you can go back to the equation and say 2500 plus 2 into 100 plus 2 square. And you can see because 2 is at the hundredth place, this 2 will be added to 5, and then this 2 square is at first place, so it will come up on the last digit. So we will have 2704. And similarly, if we have number of 48 square, then x is equal to minus 2, and then instead of adding 2 here, we will be subtracting 2, so we'll have 23, and then square doesn't matter, it's negative or positive, so answer will be 2304. So I hope this trick will help you for quickly doing these calculations and going quickly through your exam. It will give you confidence also. You can also impress your friends by just telling them how you can square all these numbers quickly without using a calculator in your mind. So I hope this tutorial will help. Thank you.
Hi everyone, in this tutorial I will show you how to multiply number by 12 in quick and easy way. For example, I have 1, 2, 3 and 1, and I want to multiply it by 12. So the regular way will be to write 1, 2, 3, 1 and then multiply it by 12. So in this case I will say 2, 3 into 2 is 6, 4, 2, and then I say 1, 3, 2, 1, and then I will say 1, 4, 7, 7, 2. Now if I look at the problem again, I say 1, 2, 3, 1, and now I will use my own way, so I will multiply it by 12. So in this case what I'll do is I'll first write 1 and then add 2 into 1, but instead of adding it one time, I will add it 2 times. So I will say 1 into 2 plus 2, so that is equal to 4, and then I will add 3 into 2, but I will multiply 2 by 2 before, so I'll say 2 into 2 plus 3, so that is equal to 7, and then now here I will add 1 into 3, but I multiply 3 by 2, so it will be 3 into 2 plus 1, so that is equal to 7, and then I will just multiply 1 by 2, so 1 into 2 is 2, So the answer is 14772. So let's take another example. If I have to multiply 121 and 2, and we have to multiply it by 12. So in this case, let's do it again. So I'll say 2 and 1. So first I will write 1 here because the first digit is 1, and then I'll say 1 into 2 plus 2, so that is equal to 4, and then I say 2 into 2 plus 1, that is equal to 5, and then I'll say 1 into 2 plus 2, and that is equal to 2 plus 2 is 4, and then I'll say 2 into 2, that is equal to 4. So the answer is 14544. So I can check if my answer is correct. I'll say 1212 into 12, and that will be equal to 4242, and then 2121. So the addition is 44541. So 14544, and that is what I think I got my answer to. So 14544. So that is the answer. So that trick works, and this way you can multiply the number quickly by 12. I know it's a little hard to remember, but you can really excel your exams or impress your friends if you can do such multiplication just in your head. So I hope this tutorial will help. Thank you.
Hi everyone, today I will show you how to get a square of any number which is close to 100. For example, if I have 101 and I want to take square of this number, so all I have to do is write 1, then take the multiply 1 by 2, that is equal to 02, and then take square of 1, that is equal to 01. So that is my answer. If it's 102, then I take square, and it will be equal to multiply 2 by 2, that is 04, and then 2 square is again 04. Similarly, 103 square is equal to 10609. 107 square is equal to 7 2s are 14, so 114, and 7 7s are 49. So how do I come up with this formula? So if you look carefully, 100 plus x square is equal to 10,000 plus 200x plus x square. So if I use the same formula to square the number which are below 100, so instead of writing x, I have to use minus x. So suppose I am squaring 99, then 1 times 2 is 2, so I will subtract 2 from 100, that will be 98, and then take square of 1, that is 9801. Similarly, 98 square will be 9604, and 97 square is equal to 9. 3 2s are 6, so 94, and 09. So I can go until 91. So if 91 square is equal to, so 9 times 2 is equal to 18, and 100 minus 18 is equal to 82. I'll write 82 here, and then 9 square is 81, so I'll write 81 here. So 8281. Similarly, for 109, 9 times 2 is equal to 18, so I will write 118, and then 9 square is equal to 81, so that will be 81. So you see that this last two digits are always same, but in this case we are adding 18 to the 100, and here we are subtracting 18 from the 100. So that concludes this tutorial. Hi everyone. Today I will show you how to add numbers in series. For example, if I have to add 1 plus 2 plus 3 up to x, then the sum will be x into x plus 1 divided by 2. For example, if I have number from 1 plus 2 plus 3 up to 9, then all I have to do is multiply 9 by 10 and divide by 2. So that will be 45. Similarly, 1 plus 2 plus 3 up to 19. So I have to do is 19 into 20 divided by 2. Now suppose the number doesn't start from 1 but it starts from something else. For example, 10 plus 11 plus 12 and it goes to 19. So first I have to add number from 1 to 19. So that will be 19 into 20 divided by 2, and then I have to subtract number from 1 to 9. So that will be 9 into 10 divided by 2. So this can also become a general formula. For example, if I have x plus 1 plus x plus 2 and it goes to y, then all I have to do is first add number from 1 to y. That will be y into y plus 1 divided by 2 minus number from 1 to x minus 1. So remember, we have x in the series, so we have to subtract number until x minus 1. So that will be x minus 1 into x divided by 2. So this is the general formula. This formula is not, if you don't want to cram it and want to understand how this formula was generated, so let's go to the series again. So we have 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8 plus 9. So you can see that these numbers 1 and 9 add up to be 10. Then 2 to 8 again add up to be 10, and 3 to 7 is again 10, and then 4 to 6 is again 10, and I'm left with 5. So that is 5. So if you add all this up, it will be 4.5. So we have 4 times 10 and half times 10. So 4.5 into 10, or that is 9 by 2 into 10. Yeah, so that is equivalent to x into x plus 1 divided by 2. Now if I add 10 to this series, so I will have one more 10 plus 10, so that will be 5.5 into 10, that will be 55. So again that will be equivalent to 10 into 11 divided by 2, or again x into x plus 1 divided by 2. I hope this will help, and I'll welcome any comments from you guys. Thank you. Hi everyone, in this tutorial I will show you how to get cube root of a large number without using a calculator. For example, I have 474552 and I want to get a cube root of this number. So before going further, we first have to look at the table for cubes from number from 2 to 9. So here is the table. So we have 2 cube is equal to 8, 3 cube is equal to 27, and similarly we have 4, 5, 6 and all these cubes here. So you need to remember these cubes to get the cube root of the large number. Now I have 4 basic steps to get cube root of a large number. So first I need to select the last 3 digit of the number for which I want to have a cube root. So here I have 6 digits, so I will write 474 in red and 552 in blue. And now I will choose the last digit of the number. The last digit is 2. Cube of which number also ends with the same number, so it's 2. So I think cube of 8 ends with 2, so I write 8 here. And now which is the largest cube we can subtract from rest of the numbers in red? So I have 474. So if I go back to my table and look into, so 474, the largest number I can subtract from that is 343. Now we know that 7 cube is 343 and 8 cube will be larger than 474, so we can only select 7. So what I write here is 7, and then we have 8. So now 78 is your answer. So let me give you another example. I have 54872. So 54872 can be written as 54 and 3 digits in the end, which is 872. So the number ends with 2. So the 8 cube is also ending with 2. So I will write 8 here. And then 54. So the largest number I can subtract from 54 is 3 cube. 3 cube is 27 and 4 cube is 64. So I cannot subtract 4 cube. So I will write 3 here. So the answer is 38. So as you can see, it was very quick, right? Now for 262144, I have 262 in red and 144, the last 3 digits, in blue. Number ends with 4, so the cube of 4 is 64. So 4 cube also ends with 4, so I will write 4 here. And then 262, what is the largest number I can remove from 262? 6 cube is 216. The answer is 64. So here now I can get the cube roots in a quick way without using a calculator.
Hi everyone, in this tutorial I will show you how to get square of number which are close to 100 in a very quick way using this trick. So you don't have to use a calculator and you can do the calculation in few seconds. So example, if I have to take square of 101, what I'll do is I'll write 1 and then multiply 1 by 2. So this one comes from here, so that will be 2. So I'll write 102 and then take square of 1, so that is 1. So I'll write 10201. Similarly, if I have 103 and I want to take square of that, so I will say 1 and then 3 into 2 is 6, so 106, and then 3 square is 9, so 10609. Similarly, if I have 105, then I'll do is 1, so 5 into 2 is 10 and 5 square is 25. The answer is this. Now if I have number less than 100, for example 98, then instead of so in this case our x, so it is 2 less than 100, so that will be minus 2 into 2, so that will be minus 4. So 100 minus 4 is 96, and then minus 2 square is 4, so 9604. Now similarly, if I have 95 square, in this case I will say 5 minus 5 into 2 is 10, so I will say 90 and then minus 5 square, that is 25. So the answer is 9025. Now this is not a magic, so there is a proof for this trick. So now for example, if we have 100 plus x and we want to take square of this number, so we can see it's 10000 and then plus 200x plus x square. So if you look at this equation looks very close to my trick. So in this case, whatever I have x, I multiply that with 2 and then add it to the hundredth decimal place, hundredth place. And similarly, if I have x, I square it and then add it to the first place. So if x is equal to 2, then what I'll do is say 10000 plus 400 plus 4, that is equal to 10404. So if you look carefully, this is the same as trick. So 4 is equal to 2 into 2, and this 4 is equal to 2 square. The same way I told you the trick. Similarly, if x is equal to minus 2, in this case it will be 10000 minus 400 plus 4. So that will be equal to 9 and 6 and then 0 and 4. So again in here I have subtracted 100 minus 2 into 2, so that will be equal to 96, and then 2 square is equal to 4, so that will be 9604. So this is how the trick works. So it's a straightforward mathematical formula. However, if you remember this formula in a shorter way, then this trick is valid and you can square the numbers without even using a calculator and in very quickly. So I hope this tutorial helped. Thank you.
Hi there. Today I wanted to share this quick math tricks which will allow you to square the numbers in few seconds without using a calculator. Here if we have two-digit number and the number ends with 5, then the easy way to get square of that number is just to add 25 in the end and then take the first number and multiply that number with its increment. For example, right now we have 15 here. So 15 square is 25 in the end and then multiply 1 by 2. So that is 2. So we get 225. Again, what I did is that I multiply, so I have 1 in the first place. So I multiply 1 by 2 and put 2 here and then add 25 in the end. Similarly, if I have 25, then again put 25 in the end and then multiply 2 by 3. So 2 multiplied by 1, its increment 3, and I get 6, so it's 625. If I have more bigger numbers like 65, then I can use the same technique. For example here, so 65 square will be 6 multiplied by its increment, which is 7. So 6 7 is 42. So I'll say 4225. So this way we can use, if I have 9 here, then I can say 9, and here I have to put 9 into 10 is 90, so it will be 1925. So here it will be 9 into 9 plus 1. So this is a quick way where we can square any number which ends with 5 and without using any calculator and in few seconds. I hope this tutorial will help. Thank you.
Hi everyone, today I will show you how to get a square of any number which is close to 100. For example, if I have 101 and I want to take square of this number, so all I have to do is write 1, then take the multiply 1 by 2, that is equal to 02, and then take square of 1, that is equal to 01. So that is my answer. If it's 102, then I take square and it will be equal to multiply 2 by 2, that is 04, and then 2 square is again 04. Similarly, 103 square is equal to 10609. 107 square is equal to 7 2s are 14, so 114, and 7 7s are 49. 49. So how do I come up with this formula? So if you look carefully, 100 plus x square is equal to 10,000 plus 200x plus x square. So if I use the same formula to square the number which are below 100, so instead of writing x I have to use minus x. So suppose I am squaring 99, then 1 times 2 is 2, so I will subtract 2 from 100, that will be 98, and then take square of 1, that is 9801. Similarly 98 square will be 9604, and 97 square is equal to 9. 3 2s are 6, so 94 and 09. So I can go until 91. So if 91 square is equal to, so 9 times 2 is equal to 18, and 100 minus 18 is equal to 82. I'll write 82 here, and then 9 square is 81, so I'll write 81 here. So 8281. Similarly for 109, 9 times 2 is equal to 18, so I will write 118, and then 9 square is equal to 81, so that will be 81. So you see that this last two digits are always same, but in this case we are adding 18 to the 100, and here we are subtracting 18 from the 100. So that concludes this.